But hey, I didn't give a damn. I was like, long as it works, let's run it up. So going into 2020 now. Let's go. Now we're going into 2020. So I did have one person that I hired, older guy, who told me that he had his own lawn care business. You know what I'm saying? And so I figured, like, man, let me try this one more time because I did need the help. But I also had the zero turns. So at this point, I was like, look, you do the edging and the weed eating and, you know, all the groundwork, and I'm mowing. You know, I'm not getting off the mower. Plus, it's my responsibility. I'm renting the mower, so I'm not going to give the responsibility to no one else. It's coming out of my pocket if something happens. And so what I did was, it was pretty expensive to rent the mower, but the guy had a deal. Like, if I rented it on the weekend, so if I rented it Friday and Saturday, Sunday would be free as long as I didn't go over a certain amount of hours. And so I was like, man, that works. So what I did was I scheduled all my small yards during the weekday, you know, when it's me and my helper, and we can knock it out with a push mower, no problems. And then on the weekends, I would schedule my big yards, you know what I'm saying, all weekend in my subdivisions. And it worked out very well for a very long time, and I had gotten used to it. And I had developed a good relationship with the guy to the point where I was like, look, man, I'm coming every week to rent these, you know, maybe we should work a deal out. And he wanted to work a deal out with me that, you know, that would have been decent. It would have worked for me at the time, but I had to step back out of it. And I was like, man, I'm paying this guy a lot, to the point where he like, man, just keep the mower all month and just bring it back when it needs repairs. And I'm like, damn, I'm making this dude a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? But at this time, so we talking 2020. So at this time, I had my business in position. I had the LLC. I had all of that. Getting the website done, all of that good stuff. So this is when the COVID hit. You know what I'm saying? And so it started slowing down a lot of business for people. But for the lawn care industry, we pretty much social distance anyway. Like, a lot of my customers I never even met. It's kind of funny, I never even met them until COVID, because they were always at home. Like, hey, you've been cutting my yard for 3 years. Nice to finally meet you. You know, usually I send them a text, cut their yard, and they pay me, and I'm gone. I never see them. As long as the work is good, they ain't got no complaints. I got paid, they got the service, we good. So 2020, the year of COVID, I started seeing a lot more of my customers, right? And this is when the PPP loans and the EIDL loans came out. And I honestly wasn't thinking about those loans, because I'm like, you know, my mind was in grind mode. I'm like, man, I'm finna get out here and get it. And my wife finally pulled me to the side, and she was like, look, you the only person I know that's got the business intact, everything that you need. Why don't you just fill it out and see what happens? And so it was like, I want to say June or July, something. And so I was like, you know what's the worst thing they can say is no, right? So I filled it out, you know what I'm saying, gave them my information, all of that. They was able to verify that, and so I was able to get a loan, you know what I'm saying? And so at that point, I was like, damn, this saved my business, because now I could go buy the equipment. I could upgrade equipment if I need to, get the trailer, because at that point I was renting from, my 4x6 trailer wasn't working no more. I was renting from U-Haul. Once I got the zero turn I was renting. I was going to U-Haul, man. I was spending so much money a year at U-Haul. I think I was spending like anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 a year just at U-Haul, just renting trailers. And so once I got the loan, all of the places I was renting from, I replaced it. Like I went and got my main zero turn, which is the Gravely 48 you see. I went and got the Bradley for the backyards, and then I went and had my trailer custom made at a local place where I'm from. And so I was like, see, now I don't have to worry about renting. All of those things that I rent, I own now. And then I'm real frugal with my money, so I had put some of it off to the side for a rainy day, because I knew my truck, the miles was getting up there and it was used, and it was only a matter of time, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of kept some off to the side for that. And so and then after I got all of that stuff, then my employee, he started falling off. You know, he started right around the time where people start falling off, like in the middle of July, August, when the heat is just so excruciating, you know, 90+ degree days. And I understood it. You know, he one day I had to send him home because I seen signs of heat exhaustion, and I sent him home on an Uber. I was like, man, I'd rather send you home than to have you out here. I'm not finna explain to nobody's family that you done passed out trying to cut grass. And so after that, he started really kind of just falling off, and I understood it. He's an older guy, and so he eventually quit. But at this time, I had my equipment. You know, I had everything I needed, and so that equipment pretty much replaced him. And I was like, cool. You know what I'm saying? So I won't miss a beat. And I was steady gaining clients. I still needed some help, because I was at that point. Once people start to see, it's a funny thing with zero turns and, you know, trailers and stuff. Once people start to see that, your business will grow. Trust me, because they say, hey, this guy's taking his business serious, because these pieces of equipment are not cheap. They're expensive. So people see that you invest in your business, they're going to want to hire you, because they figure you taking your business serious. So I want to work with somebody who taking their business serious. So I was still being overwhelmed at the capacity of clients that I was getting. And so one day in one of my areas that I service like 3 or 4 properties in, I would always see this guy, and you know, he would like come home in the afternoon and park his trailer, and I would see his zero turn on there. He'd park his trailer in the garage, and you know, it's like he would be done in the afternoon. And I would start to see this on a consistent basis, because I would be in this property, this area, on a consistent basis. So one day I just decided, like, man, I'm gonna go over and talk to this guy. And so I went over there and talked to him, and we had a dope ass conversation, man. Like, lasted maybe 20 or 30 minutes. You know, when you in the industry with somebody, you can say certain keywords and that person will get it, and you be like, yeah, so I know you out here and you do your work. And so I finally just asked him, I'm like, man, you looking for extra work? And he was like, man, hell yeah. And that's where I got the idea. I'm like, man, let me just hire people who already got their own stuff. I don't have to retrain them. I don't have to do any of that extra shit, because they know the game, you know what I'm saying? And then just, you know, take a percentage off of there for them, for, you know, them being my client, and just have them, you know, run a certain route. And so I pretty much did that for the end of 2020, you know what I'm saying? So so now it's like big boss moves, because, you know, I'll give him a certain route every week, and I pretty much keep him in the same area, not too far from, you know, where he stays, because I understand his situation. And it's been working out good, you know, like, even we had little trials and tribulations, and we fixed the situation. He's an awesome worker, you know what I'm saying? And the reason I know that is because my clients, so when they pay me, they say, hey, give this guy a tip, you know? So that already lets me know the type of work he does. I don't have to run up behind him. And then it's better for me because then I don't have to have an extra person in my truck. I don't have to, you know, certain people, like when you have employees with you, they're not respectful of your time. You know, they always want to go to the bathroom, they always want to get something to eat, they always got to stop here. And so, you know, that shit can be stressful every once in a while. So now I don't have to worry about that. So I got this other guy who has his own equipment, you know what I'm saying, who runs his own truck and his own trailer, and he can do yards when I'm in a different part of town, you know what I'm saying, and I still get to keep my clients. And so that's pretty much how I ended 2020, you know what I'm saying. And so now going into 2021, I got like maybe, I don't want to say it, but okay, I'll say it. I got maybe 2 or 3 more techs that have their own equipment, their own setups, and you know, I could possibly be running, you know, 2 to 3 extra routes. And it's crazy, guys, and I'm saying it and I'm not bragging. This really came from my hard work. I have that many clients where I could at least give two more teams enough work for at least 8 months. And you know, I understand it's baby steps, but you got to start somewhere. And so in 2020, with the success of this other tech, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for it, because my goal is to eventually get out of